final or semi-final match. That was against the Malaysians, Koo and Wong. We will have a look at their background in just a while, but Robertson and Emms, certainly the clear favourites here. They are the number 3 seeds in the world. Clark and Kellogg number 5, and there they're just tossing the coin. That's Elaine Kong of USA, and Clark and Kellogg are in the white on the left of screen. There they are with their stats there. 28-year-old Anthony Clark, Donna Kellogg at 27, current rank 8th in the world, although 5th in this tournament. Their best results overall: Hong Kong quarterfinals, Korean quarterfinals, Singapore Open quarterfinals, the European Championships. They got to the semis, so this is a big leap up. And the two 29-year-olds, Robertson and Emms. Robertson with back to camera. He is extravagant in everything he does. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a real performer. Great entertainer. And opposite is Gail Emms. They were silver medalists in the Olympics in 2004. They were Singapore Open runners-up, the All England runners-up in 2006. Previous year, they were All England winners. There is the umpire for this mixed doubles match. It's Elaine Kong of USA. She's accompanied as a service judge by Go Si Young of Malaysia. We'll be underway in a couple of minutes, but it is going to, he is going to be crucial. If Anthony Clark can get his game going, the left-hander, I can tell you now, he is going to be something special. Let's have a look now at how Clark and Kellogg got there. They had a bye in the first, an easy round through against the Canadians in the first round. They then had a little bit more trouble, although in the end it was a bit easier for Hop and Overseer. And then quarterfinals, wow, that was stunning. Chang and Gao, that was amazing match, 21-18, 21-17, and then, of course, against the Malaysians, it was looked a little bit easier. It was harder than the score suggests, but it was big celebration. Let's have a look at Robertson and Emms now, how they got there. Once again, another bye. Briggs and Magler of Scotland, they managed to beat quite easily. Then this was another big one in round 16. Cheng and Zhao, 14 and 16. Then in the third round, let's have a look at the next page then. And in the quarterfinals, they managed to beat Leiborn and Ruttejul of Denmark, 14 and 17. That was a close battle, but it was a big one. And then the ties took them to 3. They took the opening game, lost the second one, and then look at that, 25-23, nail-biting all round. Eventually, it was brilliant. In the previous meetings, it's been Robertson and Emms who have got it, and mostly there we can see the previous winners, in fact, the mixed doubles of the previous World Cup. And that, you saw there, the Indonesian pair, that's why they were number ones, and I'll tell you about those in a while, how they went out. But the Indonesians won it last time out. And in the head-to-heads, it's 2-love to Robertson and Emms. Wow, you've heard enough from me, I think, Kevin. What do you reckon?
Well, that's a great job, John. Magnificent job. Well, the Robertson and Emms, they were the favorites for the last year's World Championships. Unfortunately, Nathan Robertson got hurt in the last session of the practice before the tournament started. So he was very disappointed. So he really wants to win this one tonight.
There's confirmation then. It is 2-love to Robertson and Emms, and there's no doubt at all. That was the last meeting, 15-8, 15-8. Well, that was on the old scoring system, but I can tell you now, look at this pair. They are up for it. And I wouldn't mind betting there's going to be a little surprise here. Anthony Clark and Donna Kellogg have thoroughly enjoyed themselves without any pressure. They've absolutely loved it. Anthony Clark is in 2 finals today. I was going to tell you, in fact, because of your Chinese heritage, I was just about to boast to you that we are equally as good with 6 players. 6 Chinese on show today and 6 English, but of course you pointed out that there's one of them that's playing twice, so there's only 5 English players.
Just outnumber the English players in these finals today.
You can never put one over on a Chinese guy, I tell you. There you go. Well, it is Anthony Clark who's playing the first match and the last match in the men's doubles. But here he is, right in shot. He has had a fantastic tournament. I tell you, his skill at serving, at the big shot, there's nothing to him. He's all power. Absolutely superb match he's had throughout the week. Robertson we know a lot about. Emms we know a lot about. Clark and Kellogg have certainly not been at the fore before, but they're not fazed by it. They were having breakfast together this morning. They are Team England through and through, but now is the big crunch. They both, all of them, want to boast a world gold medal. There's no doubt that they'll be fighting their hardest. The shuttlecock, the 16-feather shuttlecock, is that a little bit of tipping out we see there?
Yep.
Trying to slow it down?
They wanted to slow down a little bit. You know, Clark always wants to slow the birds down. You know, have we seen enough?
We have.
A couple of the matches.
In the match against the Indonesians, we didn't get going for 10 minutes because he wanted to slow it down so much.
The end result, they came out as winners.
Right, well, we'll be underway just in a couple of moments. Robertson just still trying a couple of serves there, but there is an intensity here never before in the history of the World Championships have an English pair got to this particular spot, let alone the top two. So it's going to definitely be gold and silver to England. Not happened before. So we are breaking new ground here with this mixed doubles. It in fact is the second final of the championships. We held one last night for the women's doubles. Here we go then with the mixed doubles being introduced to the crowd by the umpire Lane Kong.
Gail Emms to serve to Donna Kellogg.
And it will be Emms to serve.
Play.
First one. To Emms. Well, we saw the speed there of Anthony Clark, but some good placement by Robertson. Robertson wins it eventually, but energy sapping smashes, good defense there, but it's a 3-point gap, and that is the kind of dominance that you might expect at the moment. Robertson and Emms looking in absolutely superb form, dominating the rallies in these opening exchanges. And well done, Donna Kellogg. It was a poor shot by Robertson. He got fed up with smashing. Eventually tried a drop. Kellogg's too good.
Kellogg's, is very well covered at the net. But we see the match a little bit different because Robertson and Emms, they practice with Kellogg and Clark all the time. And because of the history, they are very confident, again, in tonight's match. But I just see, we have to expect some retaliation back from Kellogg and Clark.
No, just on top of the net there, but it goes to Clark and Kellogg, 2-3. That's a brilliant shot by Robertson, made up for his earlier error for 2. I think you made the point to me off air earlier, Kevin, that there won't be many coaches on duty this afternoon. The English obviously won't have their coaches in place.
Nope.
And the Chinese, of course, take a full part in all the other matches. So You think they've gone shopping in Madrid, do you?
I think so. And the only people on duty, coaches on duty, are the doubles coach today for the last match.
Right. Okay, so for the first 3 matches, we won't see coaches?
Nope.
After this one, it'll be China versus China. That'll be the men's singles, and then the women's singles, China v China once more. It's 3-4. Half court's no good. Anthony Clark has a really, really big jump. He's not that tall. He's certainly nowhere near as tall as Robertson. But he packs a big punch, as we saw. Great pickup, but to no avail. Robertson puts it wide, and it's leveled at 4. And I think I mentioned that if Clark can get his game together, in fact 5-4 now. If Clark can get his game, keep his game together at the back, Kellogg has certainly got a good net game. Here she is, serving at 5-4. Well, they're both taking a little towel down. Elaine Kong allows that. A lot of tension there. As I passed Nathan Robertson, wished him well on the way into the stadium this morning. There was still a lot of intensity in his face and in his greeting. It certainly wasn't relaxed. He's up for this one big time. He wants to be known as a world champion. As of course his partner as well. Gail Emms in serve at 5-all.
6-5.
At 8-5. Creeping away, and it's all net play at the moment. That's the difference. Little error there from Clark.
Out. Service over. Service over.
It is strange. We're in the final of a world championship, but again, the atmosphere is a little bit undercooked because we're just looking at two groups of players from the same nation.
Right, it is. It's very strange for World Championships. I think this actually is the first time it happened. Only 2 groups of players, 2 countries in the finals mostly. Yeah, so the atmosphere is going to be a little bit more, but there's still a lot of people in the stadium, I think.
Indeed, yes. I mean, the point that you make is a good one. Whatever happened to the Danes, to the Malaysians, to the Indonesians? It's extraordinary, isn't it?
It's extraordinary, and I think the point I'm trying to make is everyone else is improving. You know, it's good for the overall badminton. The English, the Japanese, they're all coming up quite a bit.
Nice rally, good finish by Emms. That's what we've been used to seeing, and that really is a super end to a lovely piece of play for 10-7. Watch Emms right over the top of it.
Right top, and the clock was looking at Elaine Kong. You know, he thinks it's over the net by Emms, but the referee thinks otherwise.
And again, Emms is there, makes it to the halfway point in this first game at 11-7, and I think on balance that's about right. The favourites for this match certainly have done enough to show us that they are intent on going through to the gold medal position. We had a quick look earlier at the way these teams got to the final, but I think the most important one was the fact that the Indonesian pair lost out. Here you go, 11-7 at the moment in this halfway stage of the first game. But Widianto and Natsir, who were the #1 seeds and the #1 in the world, lost out to the Malaysian pair of Koo and Wong in 41 minutes. That was in the third round, and that opened the opportunity for Clark and Kellogg, who did a fantastic job in beating Zhang and Gao in the quarterfinals. So that's certainly got rid of one danger. 12-7. As we see another replay straight into the body there. And at the other end of the draw, at Robertson and Emms' end of the draw, the two Koreans in fact conceded a walkover to the Canadian pair of Milroy and Son. That was in the second round. So Lee Jae-jin and Lee Hyo-jung didn't actually play the match. So all round, it's really been a big opportunity for the English pair to come through. It's too much pressure. It's 14-7.
14-7.
Robertson with the big hits from anywhere. Kellogg can't control. That's a great shot. Now that's what we saw in earlier rounds. Clark, very, very quick. Plays a beautiful left-handed down the line. Watch this one. Big hit. Robertson, no chance. So hard to serve against these talented players.
Very, very hard, because especially now, each mistake you make is going to cost you. So, you know, when a girl serves to a guy, it's always very difficult.
Oh, a good rally, but a lucky one eventually for Emms. Finds the net, but finds also good fortune on her side. Oof. The rollover of the shuttle. Oop, apologies, but also celebrations. 16-8. Clark comes through with the big one. 2:35. It's not that fast relative to some we've seen, but great place. That's a lovely shot from Robertson. Great placement. Put it in a position where Kellogg had no chance to return. She was really struggling. Watch this one. Straight into Kellogg. Bang. Oop, can't make it. 17-10. Big gap at this stage. Every rally a point. It's a good call from Clark.
Service over. 11.
There's a light right in the corner I can see. It might come from a Probably some kind of camera. Oh dear, well it's going to be some interviews up there with the light. I hope it doesn't distract them. Oh, and again, for the second time, Clark comes down the line with a beautiful smash. You know, it's very interesting. We've got now on show in these World Finals the host of the next Olympics and the host of the following Olympic Games. London will be hosting the 2012, Beijing the 2008. I tell you, it's going to have a huge impact on sport in those countries.
Absolutely, because Beijing Olympics is going to be one of kind, and as China has never hosted Olympic Games, and the nation is very proud, and everyone is very excited for the Olympics to come into Beijing. I think it's going to be one of the best Olympics ever.
Result.
Service over. 13-18.
Just to remind you, it's short and wide for the doubles service court, thin and long for the singles. It's out of court, so it's 19 now. 19 Robertson Emms, Commonwealth Games champions. I was down there in Melbourne to witness that performance. They really are, although probably getting on a little bit in age now, but they've got a great sympathy and empathy with one another. They play so well. This is a relatively new partnership that has got lots of potential. Clark and Kellogg receiving now at 19-13 against them. It was called good. Oh dear.
Game point 13.
Right, that is game point, and that was called good by both the line judge and the umpire there. Game point is opening game 20-13.
Service over.
Oh yes, that's it, a beautiful placement. Lovely little stab drive there from Robertson, and he has been good at the back, and I think with Emms comfortable and confident at the front of the net, there's not a lot that the opponents can do. At 21-15, they take the first game. 262 is the fastest smash in the rally, and well, the team in red could be celebrating and painting the town red tonight, because that is a very impressive opening game. Let's have a look now then at a few of the stats as we see the dead shuttles. These are the ones that have been replaced. They are in the service judges box. There's the match score in 21-15 in 17 minutes. Let's just have a look at the story of that particular game then. Smash winners up first. And there they are with Robertson, the big smash specialist. Net winners with Emms as the specialist. And there you can see the big, well, not so much of a big difference, but 2 makes a big difference. Consecutive points at 6-3, and that is big momentum. A great head of steam built up there by Robertson and Emms, and they justly deserved their one-love lead in this final of the mixed doubles here in Madrid. Kevin.
Okay, thanks, John. We can see the first game, and definitely the past history plays in fact today. Robertson and Emms definitely had an upper hand on Kellogg and Clark. We can see in the first game, you know, in the beginning it was pretty tight. They all of a sudden, basically Robertson and Emms wanted to score. They can score points wherever they wanted to.
They play with a passion. They play a very, very well controlled strategy game. And at the moment, that was unfortunate because Clark was in two minds there. He was going to leave it, then thought, that's just on the line, and played a nothing shot. 1-love. Super Emms.
2-love. Service over.
Somebody called out in the crowd there. That was really, really poor. Very bad manners. Emms looked back there. She couldn't believe it. She was certainly put off. 1-2.
Service over. 3-1.
We don't get quite as much complaint by the umpires or the players. They're not that precious, but there are some distractions in the stadium here. There's flash photography going on, the odd mobile phone, and certainly the odd shout of out doesn't help proceedings, but they don't stop and complain like many other racket sport players that we know. These are very well behaved and fantastically athletic performers. 5-1. It's looking one-way street traffic at the moment.
Come on, Clark! Come on, Kellogg!
First time that Robertson has really missed an opportunity. He was just trying his luck there with a big hit. 282, that was a big one. Too low.
Okay. Donna.
Tell us a little bit about the Koreans that didn't manage to make it, Kevin. I noted that they were number 2 seeds, and they conceded a walkover. They had a bye in the first and a walkover to the Canadians. I didn't realize they didn't actually turn up.
Yeah, they didn't turn up, and both Lee Jae-jin was seeded in men's doubles and mixed doubles. As you can tell, it's second seeded in mixed doubles. I don't know what happened to them. One of them probably didn't make it, so they didn't want to bother to bring both of them here.
Oh yeah. Clark's aggression. He really loves to hit it.
3-6.
Now I wonder, because he's in 2 finals, I wonder how this experience may affect him in his match, in the second match with the men's doubles.
Well, obviously, Clark, let me tell you this. I think in yesterday, Clark and, Donna Kellogg, they were watching Robertson's match against the Thai teams. I think from a team perspective, they wanted two English finals. But from selfish perspective, I think they really wanted to play the Thai team in the final because it's different style. It's easier for them to adjust to it. Versus Robertson Ames, they definitely, they haven't won it yet, and that's going to be very difficult. Robertson and Ames, one of the best pairs in the world, and they know their style very well. So, from selfish perspective, I know I was a player myself. I definitely wanted to play someone different. We saw the match Lin Dan versus Chen Hong. We see a lot of it. Lin Dan wasn't as confident until Chen Hong kind of gave in a little bit. So, different style, definitely plays a different, game plan.
8.
Emms comes through again with a very quick anticipation at the net. 10-4. Definitely one-sided. I think it's not just the fact that they haven't beaten Emms and Robertson before. I think sheer talent on show here dictates that Robertson and Emms are just much better. Great recoveries. They go to the halfway point of the second game, 11-4 in the lead. And there's a huge amount of confidence in Robertson and Emms. Disappointment definitely head down from Kellogg and Clark. They don't really know what they can do here. I'm sure they enjoyed reaching the finals, but they're not enjoying this particular match. Look at the crowd from China in the background. They've all come over from mainland China to watch this match, or watch all the matches here in the finals. 7 minutes then it took them to go to 11-4 in the second, and they come to the halfway stage. The music is up, but I think that's the only thing that's up at the moment in this team.
Yeah, I think definitely Robertson and Emms, and we saw yesterday after that they just edged out the Thai team. You can see Robertson had a huge celebration because it's really not a celebration, it's a sign of a relief because they know they have an easier final today.
Elaine Kong calls them to the second half of the second game. It's in. Oh, and Clark hesitated. Kellogg was going to take it. She's also just looking over her shoulder. 2:59. It wasn't that fast, but great place. 12-4. Well, we haven't seen her make too many mistakes, and when you're 8 points in the lead, I guess that's forgivable. If it was all square and getting towards the end, she would have been devastated by that. It's long and good reading by Clark, but it was Kellogg that set up that opportunity for the point. She retrieved so well. Again, it's down through the middle. Both went for it, the left-hander and the right-hander. Both rackets were right in the way, so it's now 13-6 and just 8 points away from a World Championship gold medal. That really is something special. Olympic silver medalists could now, 2006, add a gold at the World Championships. That is easy at 14-6. They have, well, yes, you could say a bit of arrogance about them, but they're certainly supremely confident, I think, now. Quite justified. It's more of the same, isn't it? Robertson just fades away his face but keeps the racket in front of it, gets the shuttle back. Clark is not the same player as he was yesterday in the semis. 15-6. And neither is Kellogg.
16.
Well, John, I think this is the beauty of badminton. When you play somewhere else, like the Malaysian team, the Kellogg and the Clark played yesterday, they were just so dominant. And they're not afraid of anything. They can predict every move the Malaysians are making. But today, it's just the opposite.
Service over. 16.
Kellogg is wanting to have a little towel down, trying to muster up some kind of momentum, but you can just see Emms there, Gail Emms, breathing through the nose, absolutely supremely confident, punching, gripping. There's no doubt at all they are going to enjoy this victory. Well, 9-16. It's certainly not close enough at the moment to cause any concern or worry. 268, that smash. Kellogg with 3 points in a row. Oh dear. Well, she closed the racket face on that, and that means it's 17-9. A little comforting tap from Anthony Clark, but it's really just a question of time now. The hangman's noose is already round their necks, I'm afraid. Oof. Well, big stuff, but eventually I think Nathan Robertson got just a bit too excited. Of course, if it had gone over, he would have been celebrating big time. Oh, look at that. He wasn't holding his knee there by any chance, was he? And good work by Clark and Kellogg to defend that. Lots of shouting from Nathan Robertson. The crowd enjoyed that rally. 11-17. It was a very, very difficult high-risk shot. It didn't work. Clark says thank you. But this time it's 18-11.
18-11.
And the recovery is always going to be limited. Certainly on the performance we've seen so far.
This is going to be big for Robertson and Emms because they really, really deserve to win this one. And, you know, as they were last year as well before Nathan got injured.
It was in a training stint.
It was the last section of the training. It was in the United States too. It was in the stadium or something. Anaheim, yeah. So that was very disappointing. I'm sure it was for him, you know, because it's so hard just to win the World Championships. You know, it has to be, everything has to come together. Everything has to come through.
12-18. All right, that's combining. The left arm raised. The hand is clenched. And that is 19-12. Robertson asking for a little towel down. I'm sure, well, Clark is actually staying where he was. That's unison. Well, we said they've been enjoying this since the halfway point of this game. Once they got to 11, they knew they were home and hosed. 19-12. And now that is match point, that is championship point, that is gold medal point. And Robertson and Emms can add a world championship gold to their Olympic silver. Emms with the privilege of the serve. And that is it! They are the champions of the world! Emms and Robertson. Oh, brilliant, he says. England can celebrate gold and silver, but it is a personal triumph for both Robertson and Emms. Gail Emms, congratulated there by Gold Si Young from Malaysia. The crowd rise to them. They know what a difficult role they've had over not just this season, but last season when they had to pull out because of injury. Robertson, for the first time we've seen him without his bandana. Look at that, the crowd celebrates. Well, I don't know whether it's WWF or Badminton Federation, but there we go. Extraordinary. Wonderful, wonderful moment, emotional moment as we see the final point here. It's into the net, off to the left-handed Anthony Clark. Once more, let's just have a look at it. Look at this celebration, onto the knees. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Wow, good on them. It was really no more than they deserved. Let's have a look at the story of the match.